Lesson 5, Multiple Transformations. Okay, you're a contractor building a backyard. The following is a design for your clients. They want to move the patio closer to the garden and the water fountain in the south, but they also want to remain just as close to the hot tub as Miguel had planned. So, first of all, we're going to figure out what the coordinates of the patio are. So there's our patio. Those are our coordinates. We're going to call them A, I'm going to make this smaller, B, C, and D. So the coordinate for A, I've changed my mind. We're going to call this one A, B, C, and D. Okay, the coordinate for A is 1 and 3. The coordinate for B is 5 and 7. And the coordinate for C is 9 and 3. And the coordinate for D is 5 and -1. Okay, so we're rotating at 90 degrees, and then we're going to translate 1 up and 3 right. So let's start with, we're going to do the first translation first. So let's go do the 90 degree first. So 90 degree translation goes from X to Y, and then if you go back to our notes, what it changes to be is Y and then -X. So we're going to do that to each of our points. So we have 1 and 3, 5 and 7, 9 and 3, 5 and -1. And we're going to change this so it's going to flip. So the 3 is going to be first, and then it's going to change the sign of our X value. So it'll be 3 and -1. This one will be 7 and -5. 3 and -9, -1, and -5. So that's our first transformation. Now we're going to go to 1 to the right, so that's going to affect our X value by adding 1 to it. And then we're going to go 3 units up. So I don't know why I have all these arrows. So it's going to take our Y value and add 3 to it. So our new point is going to start at X and Y, and then it's going to change to be X plus 1 and Y plus 3. So we're using these points now. So we have 3 and -1, 7 and -5, 3 and -9, -1 and -5. So we're going to add 1 to the X value, so 4, and add 3 to the Y value. So -1 plus 3 will change into 2. This one is going to go 7 plus 1 to make 8, -5 plus 3 to make -2. 3 plus 1 will make it 4. -9 plus 3 will become -6. And -1 plus 1 is 0. And -5 plus 3 is at -2. So now we're just going to go plot these points. So we have at 4, and this again was A, B, C, D. And now let's call them prime. A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Actually, technically, this would have been prime, and this is our double prime. It's made 2 transformations. Okay, I'm going to erase this so we don't have it in the way. And our new points are at 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. Which would be like right here. So 4 and 2. Then we have 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and -2. So right here. And then we have 4 and -6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So down here. And the last one is at 0 and -2, which is right there. So our new patio is going to fit right there. It's a lot more snug into the house. It makes a lot more sense. But yes, so that's how you do multiple transformations. Okay, example 2. You're designing a newspaper page. You need to position the text boxes and photos to create an attractive layout. The diagram below shows a 2-page spread of the newspaper with folds on the X and the Y axis. You want to create the layout symmetrical along the folds, so you often reflect positions of the text boxes over the Y axis. Back and forth. You want to reflect photo B so it is in the same position over the y-axis, but once you reflect the photo position, you decide it would look better if the photo B's bottom was at 7 and 5. So we're going to first just decide what the coordinates of this is. We're going to call it A, B, C, and D, and then we're going to decide what the reflections are going to be. So our points for A are -11 and 8. Our point for B is -7.5 and 8, I'm guessing, estimating. Our point for C is at -11 and let's just say 6. Pretend it's right on the line. And D is at -7.5 and 6. Okay, so we're flipping it across the y-axis, and it's telling us that the bottom of the corner is going to be at 7 and 5. So let's plot that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go there, and it looks like it's a 2 box by 2.5. So here's our new point, our new box. If we would have just reflected it, it would have been a little bit different. Remember that a reflection on the y-axis doesn't change our y value at all. It just changes the sign of our x value. So if we were to have just done a reflection, it would have been at 11 and 8. So 11 and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, and 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would have been right there. B prime would have been at 7.5 and 8. C prime would have been at 11 and 6. And D prime would have been at 7.5 and 6. So the box would have actually been right here. So we need to know what transformation happened. So it looks like it's going this way a half. So our horizontal translation is minus 0.5. We're moving it 0.5 to the left. And it looks like it's going down 1, so a vertical translation of -1. So what are the final coordinates of point B? Even without looking at this, we should be able to tell the points. We're going to take these points and change them with this stuff. So it's going to go from 11 and 8 to be, we'll call this A double prime, to be at 10.5 and 7. So we moved it half left and down 1. B prime, we're going to go down a half, so 7, and 8 minus 1 will be at 7. C double prime will be 10.5 and 5. And D double prime will be at 7 and 5. So that's using our translations instead of looking at that drawing that I messed up pretty badly. Alright, that's the end of this unit. Bye!